When Lefty and I broke up, I found myself a new leg. Meet Rodney. Get it? Rodney? Our relationship is relatively new, and this holiday season, I want to get him the perfect gift. It's no secret that Rodney has a shoe fetish.
I love shoes!
But sadly, he has a hard time finding things that fit. It wasn't a big deal in summer, but now that winter is here, things are getting a bit chilly.
I can't feel my toes.
My goal is to find the best shoes ever. But what kind of shoes work with a prosthetic foot? Rodney looks like Lefty. He has 5 toes, is about the same length and width, but he's a bit stiff. Trying to shove him into a shoe is like trying to move a long couch around a tight corner. He just can't make the turn, and no amount of wiggling or squirming is going to squeeze him into that shoe, because unlike a non-cyborg foot, Rodney can't wiggle or squirm. I'm so worried I won't be able to find a shoe for Rodney. Let's approach this systematically. From what direction does the foot enter the shoe? From the top, the back, or does the whole shoe open up? If a human foot would have to point the toes to enter, then getting a rubber foot in is a long shot. Ask yourself, if my foot was a statue and couldn't move, could it still get all the way into the shoe? Shoes that open all the way or far down towards the toes or at the back tend to be easiest, though that alone isn't a guarantee of success. We talked about what direction the foot goes in, but what keeps it in? Does the shoe have ties, laces, Velcro, zippers, or no closure at all? With slip-on shoes, I worry about them slipping off. Same with sandals. Flip-flops are more flop than flip. Short of duct taping them on, there's no way they're going to be a safe shoe option. I've confronted the closure problem countless times with my daughter's leg braces. Even if I found shoes that could accommodate the extra width and vertical height of her braces, I was often defeated by Velcro straps that were too short to make it all the way around. This is less of an issue with my prosthetic foot. The bigger problem is being able to open the shoe wide enough to get an unbendable limb in. Women's dress shoes are especially tricky. Shoes with zippers at the back tend to be workable, or better yet, shoes that strap over the top. But alas, even if I find a shoe with a good closure system, I can still be thwarted. This shoe is such a heel. It really led me on, thinking it'd work out just because I could get the foot in. That heel may not look like much, but it's a real showstopper in all the worst ways. True, there are adjustable heel prosthetic feet, but in America, insurance generally doesn't cover them. Most prosthetic feet are made to accommodate a 3/8 of an inch rise, which is the slope of many sneakers. If you are a K1 or K2 amputee, your leg won't be as adaptable to different shoe inclines. I'll link a fun video if you don't know what K levels are. I'm a K4 amputee and have a hydraulic ankle, meaning my prosthesis has some flex to it. Rodney can handle a little extra rise, but more adventurous heels are out of reach. With my hydraulic ankle, I can barely hobble in these low heels, at the risk of falling and breaking my neck. Maybe I should send these back to the thrift store, which is actually a great place for new amputees. For a couple bucks, I can try out different shoe styles to see what works for me before going and investing in a nice pair of shoes. If they don't work out, it's no big deal to redonate them. It's never a given that both your feet are the same size. That goes for two-leggers and unileggers. I learned this the hard way when I went to a shoe store at the mall. And yes, this is a true story, not scripted, not reenacted. Is it possible to get a shoe in 2 different sizes?
Sure.
Because this one doesn't fit. You sell shoes in singles? That's even the right side. I didn't know you had an amputee section.
This is the one spot right here.
It's a very cool color because this way, no matter what color people like, they've got it on here.
Yeah, got all the colors.
I should measure my fit first.
So that one's like a 5. That one's like a 4.
Is there a shoe that you can recommend that's really light and airy and not too restrictive?
These ones right here. Super light, super airy.
What type of material is this made out of? Because he has really sensitive skin.
It is mesh.
Mesh. Wait, but like people make nets out of mesh. That might be an issue because I think at one point he got caught in a net.
Might have a little bit of PTSD.
I think so.
We could try...
He's a little sensitive.
This one right here. This one's pretty light and airy.
Good, but that does look like mesh. Maybe we should go with like a Crocs. They're saltwater Crocs. Maybe we can do a flip-flop instead.
Yeah, you could do a slide or a croc.
Yeah, that looks like it fits. So I'll get one of these in a 5 and a 4 and the other one in a 5.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Like I said, sometimes your foot and your your prosthesis aren't quite the same size. It turns out that Rodney's prosthetic foot is half a size longer than Mr. Right, and he's a bit skinnier. You may be wondering why my prosthetist ordered the wrong size foot. He didn't. The internal components of the foot are a certain size relative to me in order to be functional. The foot shell is just the rubber that goes around it. Even if we ordered a smaller size shell and squeezed it on, it would stretch out over time to be the larger size. We could file down the end, but it seems weird to trade filing nails for filing down toes. So I just wear shoes that are half a size bigger, sometimes even more than that if I want an easier job getting shoes on and off. Speaking of which, deploy the shoehorn! Deploy! So far, the best I've managed for poor Rodney is sneakers. Sigh. So much for my dreams of getting him the perfect pair of shoes for Christmas. I went home feeling utterly defeated, or more accurately, defooted. Did you like that pun?
Mama, why are you sad?
I just wanted cute shoes like everyone else. Then it hit me. Ow!
These could work for my foot. You're a genius.
The same shoes that work for my daughter's leg braces would be perfect for my prosthesis. Last year, someone donated billyshoes to the hospital where my daughter gets her leg braces. I wish I'd heard about them years ago. If you've seen my wrap on zipper leg pants, you know I have a thing for zippers. These shoes don't look like adaptive footwear. They just look like cute, normal shoes. They even have boots. So I sat down and emailed Billy. He was kind enough to give me 2 pairs of shoes to test so I could give an honest review.
Thanks, Billy!
And no, this video is not sponsored. If you want to know what my real opinion is, let's just say I bought a few more. There was a really good sale. Of the many shoes I've tried on post-amputation, Billy shoes are by far the easiest to get on and off my prosthesis. I'm especially excited about the snow boots. Last year I went out into my first post-amputation snow with 1 shoe and 1 boot because I couldn't find any boots that fit. Poor Rodney. If you want to buy Billy shoes, here are some amputee pro tips. Most Billy shoes are flat, which is still workable with my prosthesis, despite how it was engineered for shoes with a slight slope. That said, I still had my prosthetist adjust the pitch of my leg to be more comfortable with the shoes I wear most often. I can switch between sneakers and flats between clinic visits, but since every prosthesis is different, it's worth calling your prosthetist to ask questions before buying new shoes. Or consider Billy shoes with an incline, such as lugs or comfort mocks. Remember how I said my prosthetic foot is bigger than my meat foot? I ordered half a size larger, which meant my normal side was a tad big. There's an easy fix for that. Experts say that instead of padding the front or back of an overly large shoe, it's better to raise the middle of the foot. The insole of Billy shoes is easily removable, so I took it out and slipped in my arch support. Voila! The Orthotic took up the extra space and my foot can enjoy custom support. Side note, dead feet don't need arch supports, so I don't wear one on the amputated side. This leads to a height difference that can affect my hips and back, so my prosthetist adjusted the height at the same time he calibrated the pitch. Shoes are complicated for unileggers. For winter gear, the cozy boots fit me really well. They have medium traction, which works well for me. For deeper tread, I tested out these lug boots from the children's section and loved them. Depending on your foot size, you may also be able to wear shoes from the kids' collection, which opens up many more styles. You can use their sizing guide to convert adult sizes to kids' sizes. And if you're lucky enough to have a daughter with about the same shoe size, you can totally steal her shoes anytime the mood strikes you. Hey! Bring back my shoe! Honestly, they're great shoes even if you don't have special needs and are just sick of tying shoes. They're so much easier to get on and off, which sounds handy for arm amputees. I recommend that leg amputees avoid the short wrap zippers because they have a smaller opening higher up towards the ankle that's harder for a prosthetic foot to fit through. Thankfully, most Billy shoes have a full wrap zipper, which is ideal. I haven't tried the rain boots or other winter boots, and don't know how well they would work for prosthetic feet. The vast majority seem like great amputee options. You can find Billy footwear at Target, which is great for trying things on, but you'll find even more options online at billyfootwear.com. Again, this video isn't sponsored. I was simply so thrilled to find a line of shoes that worked so well with my prosthesis that I simply had to share it with you. And one other special someone. Merry Christmas, Rodney.
Best shoes ever!
If you want to know more about adaptive clothing, I have a playlist. Enjoy!